What if I actually left the oven on? Or what if I'm actually a really bad person and I'm just in denial? Or what if actually when I did touch that thing, I really did get contaminated and now I need to do something about that? These are typical what if questions that so many people with OCD struggle with. OCD uses that kind of what if against us. It knows that the one thing that people hate the most with OCD is uncertainty. So it knows that if it starts a question with what if, that you're going to get stuck in that OCD cycle. You're going to start looking for the truth here. You're going to want to get 100% certainty about that what if question. And of course, what OCD does is it uses the things that are most important to us against us. Oftentimes people with OCD tend to be really good people. They tend to be really nice people. The idea of doing something wrong, of doing something bad, really offends them, makes them feel very, very anxious. And so what does the OCD do? Well, it uses that against you and it says, well, what if actually that's all a lie, that you're not a good person at all, that you don't really care about people, that actually you're secretly an evil person, or that, that you could do this. Or if it's about checking OCD, maybe you really care. You want to make sure that your family is safe, or that your property is safe. That the building isn't going to burn down, and so it uses that against you, and it makes you think, okay, I know that logically I've locked that door, or that I checked the oven. I know that I've done that 3 times, and maybe you've even taken a photo of it just to prove to yourself that you've definitely done it. But even then, the anxiety that these things can bring up, that uncertainty, how do I know 100% that I've definitely locked that door? It can cause this, extreme urge to want to perform compulsions, to want to have more and more certainty, to feel that the only way you're going to be able to kind of move on with your day is if you kind of feel that you have that 100% certainty. And of course, you can never quite get it. And if you're struggling with what if questions, I do now have a 12-week program to help you to break free from OCD. It's based on a lot of my own personal experiences dealing with OCD, and also now having worked with hundreds of clients who struggle with it as well. If you're interested in finding out more about that, you can head over to my website at robertjamescoaching.com. There's a link in the show notes. And now on with the rest of the episode. And this is the really frustrating thing about what if questions. If you listen to them too much, then of course what happens is you kind of get locked into your own head with the OCD. The more we listen to those what ifs, the more we end up ruminating, performing compulsions, and looking for that certainty. And it's a trap, and it's a place that so many people with OCD, myself included, can end up spending years if we're not careful. The way out of that trap is when those what if questions come up, is simply to remind yourself that this is OCD trying to play a trick on you, and to not listen to it so much. You can even say back to it, yeah, maybe that door isn't locked. Maybe I am a bad person. And to push back a little bit rather than looking for that certainty. When we look for the certainty, when we buy into the what if question, then that's when all the problems begin, because we start looking for 100% proof that we're not that thing, or that, we're definitely okay. When we actually challenge that kind of obsession, when we say, well, actually, I don't know, I think it's locked, but I can't know 100%, or I think I'm a good person, but I can't know that 100%. Sometimes when you say it like that, it can make it a little bit easier. And the thing that we need to do is just to allow a little bit of uncertainty. When we can allow just that slight sliver of uncertainty, and instead then focus or refocus our attention back onto our goals and our values, and try to get on with the rest of our day, that's when the OCD often begins to take a bit of a back seat. So I really hope that you found that helpful. If you have any questions at all, do please let me know. And remember, I do offer a free discovery call. To get that, you can head over to my website at robertjamescoaching.com. There's a link in the show notes. Many thanks, and I'll see you next time. This video is for education only. It's not therapy or medical advice. If you're struggling, please speak with a licensed mental health professional.